Good morning. It is day 2 on the Northeast Texas Trail. I made it to Paris last night. It was well after 9 by the time I got there. I spent way too much time trying to get through the trail before I abandoned it and hit the pavement. I've already decided today I am not going through any massive amounts of water. The Paris area looks really cool. I didn't see any of it last night because it was dark. But the tower at night is neat. They allow people to park and camp around the Civic Center there apparently. But I still hid back behind the ball fields and camped just because I don't want people to see me over there. If nobody knows you're there, they can't come and rob you. Not that I think anybody would, but it eliminates the worry. The trail is supposed to be decent for 30 miles this morning, and then after that it disappears and you literally ride beside the trail on the road, which after yesterday I'm all right with. Like and subscribe and follow along. Looks like the trail passes a couple blocks south of Reno. I didn't get off the trail to check it out. So you can see even in the new section of trail that has the nice crushed stone, the crushed stone is getting washed off, leaving the gravel underneath exposed and rutted. I might be spoiled. Almost all the lines in Ohio are paved. In West Virginia, they're crushed stone and really nice. Like you could ride a road bike on most of it. For me, if you have to have a gravel bike or a mountain bike to do it, especially as a rail trail, then it's not really finished. But, you know, I haven't bounced around too many places outside of Ohio and West Virginia yet. So maybe it's common. I think the next town I go through is Blossom, and they're supposed to have donuts. But I bet you anything, it's closed on Mondays. I have yet to come across a donut store opened as I've gone by, even on like times when I feel like they should be open. I was in Dallas over the weekend, and I don't know how many donut shops are in Dallas. It must be 50. None of them are 24 hours. What happened to donut shops being open 24 hours a day? We obviously got impacted with the 2020, but why ain't they open back up yet? On we go. Well, I am riding through Blossom now, and the donut store was open. That's the first time I've ridden by a donut shop and it's been open. Maybe I just don't ride enough. From Paris to Blossom has all been paved. My notes say the pavement's supposed to end as you leave Blossom, but the trail's supposed to be really nice all the way to Clarksville. Next stop is Detroit and then Clarksville. I got about 12 miles left of the trail before the trail disappears, and then it's back to pavement, which I'm okay with at this point. On we go. Back on the crushed stone, this section actually seems pretty nice, but there's drainage to the side of the trail here, so the water is not washing over it. We'll see how long it lasts. Could have probably pedaled through that, but I've already decided today I ain't pedaling through any giant mud holes. If I run into too much more of that, I'll bail off the trail and find my way on the road. You know, the sad part is this is supposed to be the good part of the trail, and it's still spots where it's washed out. I think I got maybe 10 miles before the trail ends anyways. It was super foggy this morning. You could see the mist in the air. It was so thick it almost felt like it was raining. The sun's coming out at this point. It's a little humid. Probably be a pretty good day compared to yesterday. Bridge. Rough one. And on we go. He's a little fella. Rolling out of Detroit. The trail's still really nice. This might be the better section of the trail, really, outside of the asphalt. The drainage seems to be better in this area. It looks like they are having some issues keeping ATVs off the trail. There's gates at some of the openings, but they're going around it. I got 13 miles before I get to Clarksville. Well, 13 miles between Detroit and Clarksville. And after Clarksville, it's all roadway. The trail's overgrown from the notes that I've seen. But the road follows right alongside the trail. all the way to New Boston. And it's probably 40 miles of road between Clarksville and New Boston. So that's the goal for the day, is to get to New Boston, which is the end of the trail. The sun's out, it's pretty warm, it's in the 80s. It's not quite got there yet in Ohio, so I'm not used to it. Side note, these bridges are rough. I think the main issue is just drainage on the trail right now. Again, the areas where the rail line was built up out of the flood area, it's fine because the water drains, but the rest of it is getting washed out. Rolling into Clarksville now. As you come across the bridge and hit the Welcome Center for Clarksville, the trail just kind of disappears. Again, if it's super dry, and I mean super dry, it's probably okay. But it's washed out and muddy. It doesn't look like there's been any maintenance on it. I'm gonna find something to eat and then plan my route back to the car, which is gonna be all road. The trail stops on the east side of Clarksville. I've already seen that it's hit and miss on how bad the trail is, but I have no intention of trying to make it through any of it. So I'm just going to bypass it altogether. Takes too long trying to get through it, and I just don't have the time, and it is quite overgrown. 12 miles left to New Boston. Probably roll in a little after 7 if I maintain my pace. I stopped in Clarksville after getting off the trail and had lunch. The shoulder so far has been plenty big. In fact, part of it's big enough for a whole lane. And the traffic gets over quite a bit. The traffic gets over quite a bit as well. Not that I have any issues riding on the highway. I've checked the trail a few places, here and there. There's spots you can get back on it. But it's pretty nasty in most of the places I've seen. And I decided when I woke up this morning, I ain't rolling through any funky stuff. So I did part of the funky stuff yesterday, and then rode a lot of road, and then I rode the trail that's finished. I wanted to ride end to end, but end to end don't exist. Some of the trail, like beside me here, there's no trail. You can see where the trail used to be when it was a train track due to the ground being built up. But there's probably no signs of the actual trail, and there's 3 feet of grass. So there's no riding on it. Certainly no pedaling on it. But I don't have any issues bike touring on the road. So I'm just making do. I guess sometimes that's what you gotta do. I will say that the Brook saddle on my Trek 520 is a lot nicer than this seat on the mountain bike. And I do regret not switching the seats out. If you're still watching this, assuming I don't get ran over, like and subscribe. Thanks for watching. Pavement. So 3.1 miles from the trailhead. The trail shows back up as pavement.
Baby, you give me ice and fire. You're giving me wind and rain. You're some kind of butterfly. Baby, you give me midnight. You whip up my appetite. Don't leave me here high and dry. Oh.
The only wildlife I've seen out, other than domesticated stuff like horses and cows and man-eating dogs, have been turtles and snakes and lots of birds and anthills. So when I was getting some drone footage the first time, I was standing in an anthill and I didn't realize it until the ants was crawling up my legs and my shoes was just covered. It was brutal.
Butterfly. Baby, you give me midnight. You whip up my appetite. Don't leave me here high and dry. Oh, but I don't wanna jinx it, baby. Let's not get ahead of my time. Oh, but I don't wanna miss you, baby. So I stand up and speak my mind.
Alright, I just got done with the trail. Now that it's over, it was awesome. So 145 miles, 15 hours. The trail itself's only supposed to be 130 miles, but with all the bypassing on the road, I guess another 15 miles. Thoughts on the trail? Okay, so to begin with, when I made this plan about doing this, I was in Dallas for my kids' robo competition. I decided, hey, let's see what's in the area, and this was literally on the way back home. So I'm like, let's do this trail. And then I found out that the trail's not really halfway done, and I'm like, we'll just take the mountain bike and do it anyways. And then it stormed all night long, literally stopping as I got started biking. So areas of the trail that would normally be okay was just waterlogged and flooded, as hopefully you're able to see. I feel like there's a lot of potential for the trail. I mean, to me, any dedicated bike path that's over 100 miles long is pretty cool. I'm on my way home. I literally just jumped in the car. I got a 12-hour drive back to Ohio. Probably dumb, but we're gonna see if I can do it. Today is Monday. If I go non-stop, I'll be home at 9 o'clock in the morning, Ohio time. I'm back to work on Wednesday. So, this is kind of just how I roll. I don't really have, I don't know. I don't want to spend my time sitting in a hotel. Alright, well, if you've watched this, I appreciate it. Like and subscribe if you haven't. I will see you on my next adventure. Big Type 2 fun. This is some quality content.